Caroline Woods joins us for a look at a software stock that has been an AI, I hate to use the word loser, Caroline, but like in the market where you make money and lose money, I think that's technically what we call Adobe over the past year.
Yeah, if you take a look at the one-year chart, it's down almost 30%.
Right.
So, yeah, I would say that it has been a loser. That's fair. It was a frustrating 2024. And 2025, not off to a great start either, with Adobe sitting near 52-week lows, down another 1% today after getting a downgrade from Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank moving to the sidelines, downgrading shares to hold from buy, slashing its price target all the way down to 475 from 600. So Adobe's currently trading above 418 right now. So still about, 14% upside from its current level, but significantly less than previously thought. Deutsche Bank does think Adobe will continue to gain traction with Firefly and some of its other Gen AI offerings, but thinks the stock will remain range-bound until that momentum positively inflects in the financials. As Adobe management has talked up the positives and the potentials of Firefly, but they have yet to see the impact in the financials, saying we downgrade Adobe to hold rated as we expect the stock to remain range-bound until the company displays more tangible evidence of AI monetization. It's an interesting call because just a little bit less than a month ago, Deutsche Bank stuck with the buy rating after Adobe reported earnings and, of course, offered a disappointing Q1 outlook and fiscal year 2025 outlook. And at the time, Deutsche Bank said these results and guidance require a bit of faith in the full year next year. We see tangible evidence that Adobe is one of few application software companies in our coverage successfully monetizing AI today. But now, a month later, they want to see more tangible evidence that they are doing just that. So we have been seeing other analysts slash their price targets as well. We saw Baird cut to 500 from 545 today as well, maintained a neutral rating. Wells Fargo and Barclays both cut earlier this week, still in the overweight camp, but 640 and 567 respectively are those new price targets. UBS cut to 475 last week, citing fierce competition in the AI market, pointed to competitors like OpenAI, Runway, and Midjourney, which, of course, I don't know if you remember, Oliver, but that was one I was telling you about last year that I was saying was doing some pretty cool
Midjourney,
things.
yeah.
So yeah, Midjourney, yeah.
Totally right.
So pointing to early AI names like those as potential competitors. So majority of analysts still positive on Adobe. More than 70% have a buy rating, but we have seen that price target, the median price target, come down quite a bit. It's still $600 a share. So Adobe's trading at 418, but as we said, right at those 52-week lows. So, certainly not getting there today, or hasn't, been able to get closer to that new median price target this year at least.
All right. The way this is going, I feel that maybe Adobe is going to have to do a pretty big about face, and it may be uncomfortable because they might, I think, have to do kind of like a freemium model like they did back in the early days, like early 2000s when they were first kind of breaking ground, because back then it wasn't that hard to kind of get a freemium model. You could do certain things with some of the graphics and Illustrator softwares, and like I remember when I was in high school, you could get a decent ways on like the freemium model, and I think they're going to have to like reintroduce people a bit to how the product's going to work now in the AI world, because the stock's getting killed. There's plenty of competition. I get that they're positioning Firefly as sort of, the way that AI can hold your hand, but I don't know if I needed it to hold my hand. Like the stuff that I'm able to, I can get pretty easily what I need to do on some of these image generators that are using freemium models. So Adobe might have a ways to go to get in check with reality, I kind of think, to be frank.
Yeah. So basically you're saying that they need to raise prices and generate more revenue from
Well, I think they're gonna have to bring people in through the freemium model too, though, like to teach people like, hey, this is what we're capable of, because I can do a lot of this stuff for free online right now at other places.
Yeah, it seems like that's certainly what analysts are pointing to. Obviously, Deutsche Bank moving to the sidelines right now. There still is quite a bit of bullishness around Adobe because, unlike some of the other AI beneficiaries, as I said, the stock is down 30% over the past 1 year. So it hasn't seen any real benefit from the AI wave over the past year. So, and obviously, December really kind of put the nail in the coffin with the disappointing Q1 and full year outlook. So I think, you could then, well, if it hasn't seen any benefit at this point, is there still a chance the stock can ride higher on the offering that it does have? Obviously, there's quite a bit of bullishness there. I don't know the solution to Adobe's problems. I haven't used Adobe software in quite some time. Back when I used to edit on Premiere and have to use Photoshop in college, actually. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what they come up with to try to combat some of these early competitors, especially as you said, you can do a lot of the things for free.
I mean, yeah, like I've said before, my college job for the newspaper was using InDesign to lay it all out. I mean, and boy, was that just so tough for me because they kind of just gave me that job. I didn't really know how to do it. And, eventually you kind of get a system that works. And there were, ways, right? You plug in an article and it'll figure out kind of the best way. But you always had to do a lot of tweaking. Now I imagine it's so easy to just say the text, tell me where the images are, boom, you've got a newspaper printed like in a minute. So, some of these products
it's funny that you say that because I had to befriend the one kid in my class in college that was really good at Photoshop, and he would help me generate the images that I needed because there were so many layers. It wasn't as easy as telling Gen AI what to do.
I could totally see this as being a major casualty of AI. I've suspected it from the get-go. I think a lot of us with journalist backgrounds too kind of knew that early on, that like, all right, if you've used any of this stuff before, like a lot of it just became not obsolete, but pretty close to obsolete. So I'm not surprised. All right, Adobe down. Appreciate it. Thanks, Caroline.